Everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday again. I am Debbie Waidl. It is good to see everyone. Just giving everyone a chance to pop on since we're a couple minutes late. So people are probably looking for us in the news feed. Let me just make sure Facebook is catching up. There we go. It was being slow. I'm like, Facebook is not catching up. So hi.
Hi, good morning.
No, you don't have two Debbie Waidls here. No, you are not seeing double. It is Barbie and Debbie. We are both here today. Barbie is our special guest today. Barbie's always special, but Barbie's our special guest today and is also an employee of the in the Balanced Health Coaching and the Freedom from Migraine method, which is why if you can see our names on the screen, that's why you see double, because Barbie is part of our team. Anyway, for those of you who have not met me, let me just do a quick intro while we give everyone a chance to pop on. For those of you who have not met me, my name is Debbie Waidl. I am a certified functional health coach supporting women who have migraines, who are looking for a way to actually end their pain versus covering it up using medication, using Botox, trying all those crazy elimination diets that only get them feeling a little bit better, having their doctors mention all these risky surgeries, hysterectomies, all those kind of things. In this group, we work on getting to the root cause so that you no longer have to worry about any of that. And Barbie has lived a life of doing all of these things, which is why she is here today to share her journey, because I think it's really important for all of you to have an opportunity to hear what other women have been through, what they have done, so that you do have some hope, so that you know that there is a way for your struggle to end. So without further ado, welcome, Barbie. Thanks for sharing your time with us today.
Sure, my pleasure. I'm always willing and excited to kind of get the word out, you know, that you can beat this thing.
I love it.
Yeah, I did both programs, as you know, and I am currently migraine free. So I never thought that could ever possibly happen. I've been getting migraines since high school, but without head pain. I had the abdominal migraines, and then I only had a few in my 20s, 30s, 40s, and then bam, right about age 50. So of course I thought they were probably hormonal, but you know, who knew? And then by the time I hit 54, I was chronic and daily. So, and I'm 60 now. So that means 6 years. I've been migraine free, about 6 months now. So about 6 years of literally daily debilitating, excruciating. I mean, I didn't have the baby ones. I had the full blown, you know, here and nausea, the whole thing. So daily for 6 years. I mean, it was consuming, life consuming. So, yeah, and then of course, you know, I got leukemia. And then that actually amped it up from there. That was about 5 years ago. And from that, I got more health issues. I got SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And so then I had all kinds of gut issues. I couldn't even eat, really. I lost a bunch of weight. I started then with chemo, instant menopause.
Anything else you'd like to add in there, Barbie?
I mean, the hot flashes were constant every hour, 24/7, because it was instant from chemo. And I was at the appropriate age anyway. So it was just like.
So you got that double whammy right there.
Yeah, it was something. And then of course I started to have anxiety. I was feeling depressed, and that is not my normal personality. I mean, it takes a lot for me to go there. And so I can't imagine for people that are a little more prone to that I just can't even imagine, you know, so.
Yeah. For any of you who don't know Barbie would come on coaching calls with a migraine, smiling, saying, I have a migraine today, but I'm really trying to be positive.
I know it. And I used to tell you, that's just what my face does. And you know how sometimes it's not really a disconnect. It's just what my face does. And then I feel other things underneath it.
Yeah, you're a very positive person, but it's definitely understandable that you hit a point where you were feeling anxious and, you know, upset, because went on for a long time for you. And, the only help you were getting was help that wasn't helping. The only advice you were getting was help that wasn't
Yeah.
helping, I should say.
From
So
really well-meaning people.
absolutely. Absolutely. I am a firm believer that all of our doctors are out there doing their best, trying to find a way to make sure that we're not in pain, but they're doing it with the only way that they know how. And that way
Right.
isn't working. And
Well,
I think both of us, because both of us get the privilege of talking to so many of you on calls, on Zoom and on the phone. And both of us in the last couple of weeks have been told that by certain people that their neurologist said, I don't know what else to do for you.
yeah.
Like the neurologists have hit their end because they've tried all the meds, they've done all the things. And that's got to be the most discouraging thing to hear.
Yeah. And not only that, I've heard some stories lately, I shared with you recently, of some pretty strange advice, people have gotten that just, you wonder, where did that come from? So, and
Yeah.
also outrageous advice. Like my doctor, my neurologist is the one that recommended the excision and decompression surgery that I had.
Yep.
Which is, that's deep. You're in it deep when you when you get
Absolutely.
surgery.
Absolutely. And for
So,
those of you who their neurologist or doctor has recommended this, go take a look at Heather M's video just like this. I believe it's in, I can never remember, guide 3, guide 5, one of those, one of those guides, or let me know below if you want to see it and we'll tag you in it. Because she actually had her plane tickets booked and ready to go and have the surgery done. And thank goodness she found us first. And now she's living a migraine-free life, so no need for that surgery. Unfortunately, Barbie, we didn't meet you in time.
I wish I'd found you first.
But you were out there searching, so something a year or so ago had you out there searching to find answers. When you first found the Women's Migraine Freedom Group, really, what was it you were hoping for? What were you hoping you were going to find with us?
Well, I guess just I really did at that time feel like I was at my bottom. And so I was hoping to find something different. I'd already been the surgery route, the many medications, RFAs, the chiropractor, the acupuncturist, the massage therapist. I did biofeedback. I mean, I literally did it all. I had a neurostimulator. I'd gone all of the ways that you would go to try to minimize your own pain, but I hadn't gone the way to, let's just get rid of migraine. Let's get to that root cause and let's just get rid of it. And, I thought, well, that's too good to be true. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd been doing this for so long and had tried everything. And I was just, by the time I saw your ad, I was just desperate. And I wasn't like, as you remember, everybody else maybe, because I didn't research you. I didn't even look in the group. I didn't even know what we were doing when we were on the call together. I remember somebody reached out, probably you, I don't really remember. And I'm somebody wants to offer me a conversation about helping me with migraine. I'm super going to take it, you know? So I got on that call. I really didn't even know what we were going to talk about, to tell you the truth. I think about this now because it's just sort of funny to me, since now I kind of get on these calls with people myself. And we just had this talk, and I feel like I've always been a pretty good judge of character, and I hadn't seen you before. I hadn't gone in the group, and I hadn't seen you, and I hadn't watched videos. And we just talked for, I don't know, an hour, and you weren't in a rush, and you kind of gave me some quick little suggestions of things that I could do right away. Just sort of general, because you didn't know me. And then you started to tell me how you support women and what that looks like. And I'd had a health coach before. And I knew that I liked that. I didn't have a migraine expert health coach. I had a cancer health coach right after cancer. And I actually felt like, even with migraines, and even then, that I didn't need a lot of information. I felt like I'd done all the research, because migraine women are researchers, right?
100%, probably some of the best researchers out there.
Know it. And I felt like I was really pretty good at that. I did it for a job. I was a research scientist at teacher professor. And so I just felt like I had the information. I just didn't, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't get it together. I was worn out. I was depressed. I was so tired. I was in pain too often to really know what to do to help myself. And I just needed support. I needed a plan. I needed, you can do it. You know, I don't know. It was the organization and the plan, and you and Aaron was there. And it was that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I knew it all, like I said, but when I got into the group, I realized I super didn't. You know, there were some new things for sure, and key things that I learned. And there were some stuff I did know and was doing that made a huge, huge difference. It was it was the support and the organization and some key things, and then pulling it all together in a way that was doable. I mean, I tried all the diets. I tried myself reading the books and doing some migraine program type of stuff to myself.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't happening for me.
Well, and I think the tough thing too that we have to remember, Barbie, because you brought up so many things. You had leukemia, you had SIBO, you know, so many health issues, where when you're researching, which again, we're amazing researchers, you're researching one thing at a time. You're like, I'm researching migraines, you know, so I want to fix my migraines. Or I'm sure when you were having symptoms from, you know, chemo and all that, you're trying to research ways to support yourself there. You need to find a way to almost marry those, you know, all of the different things you have going on. You need to find the best plan for that. And that's really hard to do by yourself, you know, because we seem to hone in on one thing at a time. And then what, you know, for a while, maybe what you were doing for migraines, you know, we had to do a little tweaking because it wasn't the right thing for SIBO. You know, so finding that happy balance between the two, because you're not going to be able to fix migraines if you're pissing SIBO off. It's just not going to happen, as you know, because we did a few times, you know.
So well.
But so it took a little longer for you, you know, so I want to make sure that we even be honest and say that here, you know, in the Freedom from Migraine method, which is kind of the main way we work with people. We work with women in other ways based on what they need. But Barbie was part of the Freedom from Migraine method, and you didn't have migraine freedom in 4 months.
No, I actually had pretty good reduction in the first month. And then, you know, then the SIBO would flare up because I'd try something. I still wasn't being 100% even on the program with you because I'm just bad that way. But as we went through it, I started getting better because I started to see improvement. And then I finally was feeling hope, which I hadn't felt in a long time. And I could see that there was a light at the end of that really long, dark tunnel, you know, and that's very, very important. Very important to kind of know that if you do this, you get a sense, you know, that if I keep doing this, I'm going to get even better and better and better. And that's started that way for me. And the SIBO got a lot better. I would have to say I had probably about an 80% reduction in my SIBO symptoms. And the only time I would then get SIBO symptoms, which would then cause a migraine, is if I did something I shouldn't do, usually food related, obviously. Yeah. And I was getting so close to migraine freedom. And then I got hit with another health issue. It's called hereditary hemochromatosis. It's not the end of the world, but you iron load. So I was loading iron into all of my tissues and organ systems. And then it increased my inflammation. I started having to get phlebotomies anyway. So I wasn't getting through like the migraines like I wanted to. And I was just so grateful that you were willing to work with me through that. Because that was another thing. I thought, well, when am I going to get a break here?
Yeah.
So
yeah. You had all, exactly. So you had all these things thrown at you. So why didn't you ever want to quit?
Because I was still getting better. I mean, it was amazing, even through the SIBO, and then the SIBO kind of went away. So I wasn't just dealing with migraines, although migraine is the reason I joined, and migraine was my number 1, 2, 3 through 10 concern, because migraines are bad. And it was so painful and daily. And it was just, I had no life, you know, but I didn't really put it together as well as I should have, that all of those health problems that I had, I don't really deal with anymore, go together. Yeah. They all go together. And you knew that. You kept telling me that. And finally I figured out you were right. and then really started to focus on all of it. And super grateful you were willing to work with me through the SIBO and through the hemochromatosis. It did take me a little longer. I joined the Destination Zero program so that I could go for a little longer. And I am migraine free now, and I don't have SIBO. I have no SIBO symptoms anymore. I believe it's gone. And I know that's almost impossible. Like SIBO is one of those things that people get back. So I'm always going to be mindful and careful, but I have zero symptoms of SIBO. I did go through a little bit of a detox when I was done with Destination Zero. And I did get a migraine during that detox. And I did
which is
get a
not
migraine
uncommon during detox.
I knew it was gonna, well, maybe I planned it because I thought this is gonna happen. And so I mean, I did everything else great. Well, detox is really hard on your body, and not a great plan if you're getting migraines a lot. And I wasn't, so, and it was worth it to me. So I got a migraine then. I got a migraine during COVID. So that's all I've had in 6 months.
Yeah. And neither one of those is uncommon at all. And for anybody watching this, whether now or on the replay, first of all, let me know if you're watching now. Say hi, send us a little heart or an emoji to let us know that you are here. I see Susie's on and Caroline's on and Erin is on. Thank you. And Lori, and who else is on? Oh my goodness, Janine, Sam, Amber, Lisa. I can keep going. Margaret, another Lisa, Teresa, Andrea. Hello, Andrea. How are you? We got a bunch of people on watching Barbie. You're the popular one today.
Aw,
but
I know a lot
Kim
of
is
names.
on.
Hi, you guys.
I know you're all chatting with Barbie in the group, and Rhonda. There's some names I can't see, so if I didn't list your name, I apologize. It's just because I'm looking on my phone, I can't see. But if there's anybody watching right now or on the replay, let me know. Do you have SIBO, or do you think you have SIBO? Because I want to just, I know this call is about migraines, but I want to make sure everyone realizes what a big deal this is. Because, excuse my French, SIBO is a bitch. It is like next to impossible to get rid of. It is, I mean, you can research, I don't care who you look up. They will tell you, Dr. Hyman and Chris Kresser, you know, and all the greats for functional medicine will tell you, this is no easy feat. And I think it's really important to know that even though the Freedom from Migraine method, yes, we're working on migraines, it is overall health. And that's what you're looking for, because migraine is the symptom. It's your body telling you something you're doing I don't like, and you need to fix it before things get worse. So instead of allowing things to get worse, Barbie just kept climbing mountain. I wouldn't even say they're hills, mountain after mountain after mountain to get to where you needed to be. And the other point I wanted to make with what you just said, Barbie, was I think it's important for everyone to know that migraine freedom looks different for each person, and each journey is different, and that's okay. You know, we do these calls so that you can resonate, so that people can see there's hope. But I don't want any of you comparing yourself to any of these videos, because everyone's different, right? Everyone's journey is different. What everyone can do is different. Some people get migraine free in 2 weeks. You know, you can watch Karen's video. Some people it's a month and a half. You can watch Connie's video. Some people like Barbie, it's closer to 9 months. You can go back and watch Barbie's video again, but it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, how many years did you say, Barbie? How many years did you have migraines?
Chronic 11 years.
So 9
Otherwise,
months compared to 11 years, right? You know, I mean, you want to continue with migraines forever, or you spend 9 months ending them. So 9 months is like a drop in the bucket, which I think.
And it wasn't really like 9 months of hell before I was out of hell. I mean, I was progressively getting better during those 9 months.
Yep.
And every minute was worth it, you know? And then even after now, in my life, I'm hoping that I'm to the point where I never get a migraine again, but I've shown myself, I feel pretty empowered that even if I do, like during COVID or the detox, I can get back to migraine freedom pretty darn quickly. I mean, I just go back to the basics of the program. It took me less than a week, maybe 5 days each time to get back to that place of not having them, you know, and feeling good about it. In fact, I'm just now starting to feel like it's not on my mind anymore, migraine. Like I just wake up and I don't think about it. It's weird.
Love that. I love that, because let's face it, and let me know in the chat, ladies, how many of you spend a majority of your day somehow dealing, thinking, worrying about a migraine? You know, you either have a migraine, you're about to get a migraine, you're getting over a migraine, you're researching a migraine, you're doing something to try to stop the migraine, chiropractor, acupuncturist, massage therapist, you know, whatever it is, taking a pill, figuring out a diet. You know, I think most of us can say that we spend the majority of our day, when you're in a migraine storm, living something with migraine, and it's just exhausting. So to watch you now, Barbie, you know, from the beginning of the program, trying to take a trip to now the things you can do. So how does your life look different now?
Well, the number one thing is the exercise, because I love it. I like to ride my bike. I was riding my bike, 200 to 300 miles per week. And I haven't done that in a few years, actually, but less. But that's what I used to do. And I wanted to do it again. And I didn't want cancer and migraines to take that away from me. And after cancer, I went out and I rode like 50 miles, and then migraines got worse and I couldn't do it anymore. I would never even thought about going back to work. I mean, I was working a full-time job and a part-time job and riding the bike all the time, and doing work for you now. I never could have even done that, so I can exercise all I want. I haven't done 100-miler yet, but who knows what's coming up. And
I know. So there was a point in time, ladies, that we made Barbie cover her bike up. And she was not very happy about it at all.
Yeah, I know. I literally covered my bike.
Yeah, that wasn't a joke.
By my front door, so I can just get out the door,
Yeah, and it's an important point, right? Because I just said, here we are. We always talk about how exercise is super important, right? That we all need to do it, but there's a right and a wrong way for everyone. So for Barbie, at one point in the program, we had to totally change her exercise. Not that we took it all away. It wasn't like, okay, Barbie, go sit on the couch for 4 months, because that's no good. But we had to figure out the right way for her, which is not going to be the right way for everyone else, even watching right now, which is what makes migraine elimination so difficult. Because we go on Dr. Google, we read, one article that a million other women have read. Now, if all of you try to follow what's in that article, guess the percentage of who is going to help. It's probably like 15%. It's going to help 15% of the people. The other people, that article wasn't going to help them. So did you feel in the Freedom from Migraine method that was something that you felt supported with, trying to get that help so that you could tailor the program to you, to fit you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I felt that not just with regard to the exercise, but with regard to the SIBO and the hemochromatosis. I mean, everything. I mean, I wonder if every one of us throws this many things at you, because I felt like you were just like my very own health coach. I wondered if you were helping anybody else. So, so I felt completely supported, and you had good ideas. And, mostly you would say, I think this is what you should try. Can you try this for a week? Can you just do a week? I mean, you got to know me well enough that you could kind of psychology me a bit.
It's important to have someone you can bounce ideas off of, I think, because at the end of the day, it's always your decisions, whoever is in the program. At the end of the day, you guys are making the decisions that work best for you, but it's hard to come up with suggestions when you don't know what you don't know. And since this is what I live, breathe, and eat, I feel that we have many suggestions that we can offer that are going to fit within different women's lifestyle, because I knew with you, success was going to be getting you back to living an active life.
Right.
That if you were migraine free but needed to live on a couch, that was not going to be migraine freedom to you. So, that's a totally different plan than what might be for somebody else. But yes, my type A personality does me well here, because I'm not one to let somebody leave without results. Someone may complete the program and still need time to heal. That is totally different than someone leaving the program that has seen absolutely no results and is not heading in the right direction. So, Barbie,
and I've never heard of anybody like that in the time I've been here.
Yeah.
But the other thing too that helped a lot was there were other women that would show up on the coaching calls that were just
Mhm.
like me. So it wasn't just me. I think we were the minority, these
Mhm.
crazy exercise people, but I wasn't the only one. And so the
Yeah.
support of the other women is huge because you can hear what's working for them, and you know that they're like you. And you know, it's you can't get that anywhere else. And it's not even just the coaching calls, it's just being in the private Facebook group and getting to, you know, post things, and then you respond and then other people respond. And I just, nothing else was going to work for me. I mean, I think I proved that. I
Yeah.
tried everything. I mean, I
Yeah.
was very active in terms of, you know, trying stuff. I wish I
Mhm.
hadn't been now, but you know.
Well, we all want to end our pain, so we're going to do whatever we can, which is why things online can blow up so quickly, right? If I put out there, what was I joking yesterday? I think I said it to you. If I put out that if you ate an orange on a Wednesday before Christmas, that would give migraine freedom. I know there are women who are going to try that,
Yeah.
because we're so desperate. And I'm putting myself in this category. If this was back when I had migraines on a daily basis and I saw something like that and I had tried everything else, sure as shit, I'm going to try it,
Yeah.
because you just want to end the pain. But I know now that those are things that, first of all, something crazy like that is not going to work. But so much of that is based on managing pain, not based on ending it, and not based on looking at each person as an individual that has a totally different body from everybody else. A foundational approach is great, but unless we look at each person as to how they were made and what they're going through, you're not going to get the results. Like you, if we'd never looked at your SIBO, you'd still have migraines.
Oh, 100%. I do think, and I see all these women when I get to talk to them, that have gut issues, and whether it's
Mhm.
SIBO or not. And I believe now, and you've taught me, that if you have gut issues, whether it's SIBO or something else, your chances of getting a good solid migraine freedom are pretty low, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yep. And when we think about gut health, we need to remember that all gut symptoms don't slap us in the face. There's the obvious, the diarrhea, the constipation, the bloating, the gas, the heartburn. Those are obvious, but you can still have a leaky gut and only have symptoms like brain fog, dry skin, thinning hair. You
Here,
know,
yeah.
those are all, and I mean, I could go on for 5 minutes and list more, but those are like the top ones. So if you have any of those symptoms, you could have gut health issues without you even knowing, which is part of the reason that's one of the questions we ask on our application form before you jump on and talk to Barbie and I, to see if you realize that you have a gut health issue. Because I haven't met any person that's had migraines yet that doesn't have a little bit of work to do on their gut. I haven't.
Right.
Everyone will tell me that, but when we do work, then they're like, oh, I guess I didn't realize I had work to do.
Yeah.
But so
That's
Barbie, any last amazing words of wisdom that you would like to share with all of these wonderful people on here? Oh, Andrea's saying she misses us. We miss you
I
too.
miss
And
you,
Maria is
Andrea.
on. Oh, and people are agreeing with what's going on. And Andrea, if you're still worried about migraines, you reach out to me. You need to not be worrying about those, girl. So reach out to me in Messenger. Catherine thinks about it 100%, but that's okay, Catherine, because you just started with us. So you're going to stop thinking about that 100%. You took that leap and you are already
Right.
making amazing progress. So we're going to
And you're
get you there.
already
Have no
seeing
fear.
progress now, and you just keep making more and more and more. And it, you know, who knows how long it's going to take, but I cannot believe, you know, that I don't have migraines. I was not going to be the person that got rid of them. Maybe I was going to reduce them, severity, duration, frequency, something,
Mhm.
but to completely get rid of them was not even a thing. It was a hope, a dream,
Yep.
but I just didn't think, I don't know. And I hope that other women don't have to go through the outrageous things that I did before they find this. And I hope that they don't give up hope and decide they have to just manage this.
Mhm.
You know, so many people just think, well, I have the genetics and I'm just going to have to manage it, or mine are hormonal, or I've got vestibular, or, you know, one of the more serious ones, which by
Mhm.
the way, I had, um, you know, and they just kind of have to manage it because that's what their doctor told them or whatever. And keep in mind that doctors get 1 or not or 0 semesters of nutritional training.
Yep.
they are taught how to manage symptoms, not how to get rid of things at the root cause. And there are some doctors that can, but that's because they think that way themselves, and they're just that person. But most of
100%.
them, they do want to help you by managing you.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and I had amazing doctors, and that's still the path I was going down.
Yeah. Oh, there are some amazing ones out there. And then there are some that are out there that are a little scary. You know, we had a neurologist who actually told someone that this program would be unsafe for them to do.
Yeah. How
But
could it be unsafe to eat healthy and to, hydrate and
to honor your body, but instead instead he turned around and gave her 2 prescriptions.
Oh my.
I was like, okay.
Toxins.
Yeah. Well, and again, we're not anti-med in this group. So I always like to say that in every one of these calls, we are not anti-med. If you need to be on a medication to manage the pain in the moment, 100%, you need to do that. We're not looking for you to go out right now and stop all medications. Please do not. That is not safe. And it's not good for you. It just raises your inflammation. But what upsets myself, my team, and so many women who have found their migraine freedom is when a doctor does not tell you, when they hand you that medication, what you need to do to be able to stop taking it. That's what we need. Here's your Imitrex if you need it, take it for 2 months. Why we get to the root cause, then you're not going to need that Imitrex anymore. And we can get you off of it because there's a price to be paid for every medication you take. It raises inflammation, which lowers your threshold each and every time. But again, we do it because we have to function, right, ladies? I get it. My kids were 2 and 6 when I had migraines. I can't even tell you how many meds, but you do it because you have to function, you have to work. So, well, this was amazing, Barbie. You have a ton of women over there watching. I'm so glad everyone's here. I should have asked 2 minutes ago, but does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask Barbie before we honor everyone's time and end our call today? I'm just going to double check really quick on the group here, Barbie. So anything else you wanted to say while I double check, since I forgot about that before?
I think that my final comment is that, life only happens once for each of us, and to allow yourself to just sacrifice any of it because of skepticism or any reason at all, even money, any reason at all, to allow yourself to continue down this path and give up any moment of your one precious life. It's just it's sad. It's not necessary. It makes me sad to think that other people are out there and not here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we would love to be so busy. We have to hire 15 more people on this team to support each and every woman that's in this group. That would be the most amazing day. Erin and I joke about it all the time that we would love to be able to work ourselves out of a job. Right. So that the 1 in 4 women who are suffering don't have to be. That number is ridiculous.
I saw 1 in 3 in a recent article.
Did you really? And I have to go back and check that. That's going to make me so sad.
Yeah.
It's going to make me so sad because it's not necessary. There is I can't even get my fingers, but there's this percentage of people maybe that are going to have headaches, migraines, symptoms for the rest of their life due to some damage that has been done that is irreversible. Yes, we're not going to lie to you that every single person in the world can be migraine free, but the vast majority of women, children, and the children's number is going up. It's really just breaking my heart how many children we're talking to under the age of 21 recently. Men, all those numbers are going up, and it breaks my heart that it is that way because we are just not getting the information out there. Right. So that's why we do what we do. We are working so hard at getting the information out there to all of you that conventional medicine's great, but it has its place, and functional medicine has its place. And we need to find a way for both of these to be able to work together so that each and every person can be happy and healthy and live their life, like you said. Yeah. We only get one, as far as I know. We only get one.
Well, one here.
Maybe we get something else, but the one I have here, I'm 52. I plan on living to over 100. So I got 50 long years to live. And I'm so thankful I don't have to live with migraines.
Gosh, me too. I think,
Yeah.
well, how sad to just have been in this condition for the last 11 years for me. And I talk to women that have had this for 20 and 30 years since they were kids,
Yeah.
and I just think, and I've had students that in high school and college age that had migraine and
Mhm.
sitting with their heads down on their desks. And, I obviously have a lot of compassion for them,
Yep.
and they don't have a clue what to do for themselves.
No,
And
no,
their family
exactly.
doesn't. And it's just, yeah, anyway.
So we do have a question about food. If the diet is extremely, if there's drastic changes, and
Mm,
each and every person is different.
mhm.
They really are, which again is what makes it so complicated to try to end your pain on your own, because you probably read how many different elimination diets, Barbie, do you think we could, if we search for migraine elimination diets,
Mhm.
we'd find so many different, diets out there. But some people need to be gluten-free. Some people need to be dairy-free. Some people, in my opinion, everyone should be sugar-free while they're working on the program, working their way back to enjoying sugar later. But
That's me.
yeah, it's
I'm now having sugar again. Not much,
so,
but
well, and I do. I have, I love chocolate. I have chocolate,
yeah.
not every day, but
Yeah.
I definitely have, things in my life. I think the key thing to remember is when we work with women, we do our best to ensure that we make the least amount of changes possible
Mhm.
to bring you the results that you're looking for. And I'm sure Barbie can attest, when you join the program, we only talk about maybe eliminating one or two things. Then we work the program, we see how things go. And if we're still not getting the results that we want, then we look at all those areas. What else can we tweak? What other little changes can we make?
Mhm.
So for some people, I'll just use myself as an example. I was gluten, dairy, soy, sugar, caffeine, alcohol free for a while. I needed to be. I was severe. I was having migraines every single freaking day and
Mhm.
taking probably, oh my God, maybe 8 to 10 Advil a day, every day for years,
Wow.
on top of other medications. So I knew I had to make this clean, massive, get rid of it all to end the storm. For other people, you don't have to go that far. But I brought a lot of those things back. I can bring them back now. So it isn't a lifelong change. Is there anyone here that is willing for the short term to make a diet change so that you can get the results you want for life? Is that worth it? Or is it worth eating the cookie every night?
Yeah. And you said that to me and it stuck. It's one of the things that's super stuck in my brain was when you said, if you figured out what you had to do without so that you
Mm-hmm.
could live migraine free, wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
And I just thought, even if it was chocolate or even if it was bike riding,
Yeah.
I would. If that would give me migraine free, I would have done anything, but I didn't want to do 10 of those,
Exactly.
which is why I really appreciated how user friendly and sort of organized this program is, so that you're identifying one thing at a time
Mm-hmm.
that helps you. If you get rid of this or add this or whatever, this one thing is helping you, right? You don't do 10 things at one time. I didn't have to do this horrible elimination diet. I've tried those. I couldn't stick to it,
No.
you
And that's
know?
why they don't work, right? Because they're not sustainable.
Exactly.
I could probably write a list right now. If you guys gave me an hour, I could probably write a list of 1,000 things that everyone could do in this group to be migraine free.
Mhm.
And if you did it, you'd be migraine free.
Right.
But there's 3,000 women in this group, and I'm guessing maybe two of you could do it and sustain it for life. Because it would literally be so strict. Like we're talking, okay, you're going to do 3 hours of movement a day. You're going to sleep 8.5 hours every single night. You are never going to touch a piece of chocolate, alcohol, or caffeine ever again. You're going to eat XYZ. You're going to do this much meditation every day. I mean, the list would be long, but I'm sure I could get you there, but it's not sustainable. And I'm not willing to do that either. So,
Right.
I think we all know that there's reality, which is why this group, I think, is so key, because we remember that we're human beings. It keeps in mind that we're not a robot that we can just plug a program into and say, this is how you're going to live forever. It keeps in mind that we want to maybe someday be at our kids' weddings or a baby's baptism and be able to have a couple bites of cake or have a toast of champagne for a special event, or stay up late when a sibling needs you to talk on the phone for a few hours without feeling a migraine. I mean, who doesn't want to live that life?
Right. Yeah.
So
Without a million restrictions, trying to,
yeah,
trying to do those few things. So I appreciated that part of the program more than anything else, was that, well, besides the support coaching part, but the finding the 1 or 2 or 5 things that are going to work for me.
Yeah.
Right. Then I, it takes a little while to find that.
Yeah.
But now I know what that is. I know what those key things are that are just for me. And I can't even really give that advice to somebody because it's not for them.
Exactly.
It's for me that keeps my migraines and my SIBO and my iron levels all sort of a non-issue.
Absolutely. Oh, you just said the perfect thing to wrap it up. So I get this quite often. You do these calls, you do these videos, and you're not telling me exactly what I need to do. It's so frustrating. I don't want to join your program because you're not telling me exactly what to do before I join. And what Barbie just said is the reason why, because you're all different. I can't sit here right now and say blanketly again, unless I do that 1,000-thing laundry list that nobody's going to do. But I can't give every single person a very simple, easy plan that they can walk away and do right now and tell them exactly what their program will look like, because it's my job and my team's job when you come into the program to help you tailor it to best fit you. That's where the success comes. That is why books that you're buying and spending a fortune on Amazon on are not helping. That is why Dr. Google's not helping, because that is too general. It's cookie cutter. So if you're curious about what something might look like for you, about how we can best support you, then just reach out and we'll do our best to help you figure that out. So, all right, Barbie. Well, you and I know if I don't cut it here, we'll go on for 8 more hours talking, because we have that habit, the two of us. So I'm going to honor everyone's time here, but please, if you have any more questions for Barbie, just put them in the, oops, I lost the screen. Just put them in the chat and we will both keep an eye on this video. So we will definitely jump back in. Hey, Angela and Vicki, thanks for jumping on, and Julie, and we still have people jumping on. So just let us know if you have any questions or comments, and we'll make sure that we throw the link in there if you want to jump on a call with Barbie or myself, just to hear a little bit more about what your journey can look like and how you can finally find some migraine freedom for you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining today. Barbie, as always, it is a massive pleasure. Thank you for being here. And we will see you ladies in the group. Here's to your migraine-free day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.